Good morning everyone. Kumusta naman mo? I hope that you are all fine and in great shape and you are safe from COVID-19. So we have a new background. I'm actually here at the library of the main campus. So welcome to our class in law-related study. So in our past lesson, we talked about the right of a student to be part and member of an organization. But as we have learned, such right is not absolute. Not all organizations are allowed by school to operate, especially those organizations that are contrary to the policy of the school and of course the state. Only those organizations that are recognized by the school can be allowed to operate inside the campus. So today, let us talk about the other rights that can be enjoyed by a student inside the school premises. One of the rights that can be enjoyed by a student inside the campus or inside the school premises is the right to express, or the right of expression. What do you mean by this? That inside the school campus, a student is given the right to voice out, to express what he thinks and what he feels. That is why in our school we have school organs or magazines being published by the students, and this is an avenue where students can express their feelings and their thoughts pertaining to any issues of concerns of or in the school. But of course, just like any other rights, this right has limitation, because when we express our feelings, our beliefs, and our opinion, then there must be responsibility. Meaning to say, we cannot just say whatever we want to say, especially those that will destroy the credibility, the integrity of a person. In our school, for example, we have the Freedom Board. So this is also a way or an instrument or a tool or an avenue where students can express themselves, especially if they have discontentment on any system or any issues at hand. And school organ, a student may also write an article criticizing, especially if there are problems and issues in school, or there are programs or projects implemented in the school that are not actually beneficial to the students. So the students may also write a criticism on this. So this means to say that even inside the school, students are given the right to express themselves, to voice out what they think and what they feel. Only that this must be taken with responsibility, meaning to say a student will have to be responsible on what he writes, on what he expresses, because as considered in any democratic society, your right ends where my right begins. So in the use of your rights, in the utilization of your rights, when such right has already affected or even destroyed the rights or even intrude the rights of other people, then that would be the end of your right, and you have to be responsible in the use, in the utilization of such right. So that is the right of the student to express himself or herself. Another important right that must be recognized in the school is the right to freely express one's religion. Okay, freedom to religious expression in school. Now, we have to take extra consideration with this because it depends really on the kind of institution where a student is being enrolled. For state universities and colleges, or for those schools that are owned by the government or the state, then anybody must be allowed to express her or his religious belief. Okay, so there have been many cases decided by the court giving favor on the expression of the religious belief of a certain group. For example, those who are members of Jehovah's Witnesses or Saksi ni Jehovah, in their belief, it would be a sin for them to participate and join in a flag ceremony, because according to their belief, they are not allowed to worship or to give homage or respect to any symbols. And so members of Jehovah's Witnesses are not allowed to participate in flag ceremony. So there are cases decided by the court, by the Supreme Court, pertaining to this concern, because there was a time when students who are members of this religion were not admitted or enrolled in the school because they would not participate in the flag ceremony. So they filed a case against the Department of Education, Ministry of Education at that time, and the Supreme Court favored the complainant or the members of the Jehovah's Witnesses. The decision stated that as a government entity, as a government institution, the school is bound to respect the religious belief of any religious group, meaning to say that Jehovah's Witness must be allowed to practice and to exercise their religious belief. They cannot be forced to participate and join in flag ceremony because this is not in accordance to their religious belief. And so this is the same with other religions, that the school must recognize and respect. That is why in our public schools, the Catholics are given the chance to do their catechesis. And of course, this must not be exclusive only to the Catholics, but other religions who wish to have their catechism must also be allowed. This is in relation to the separation of the church and the state, meaning to say no religion has the monopoly in the utilization of any government facilities. As I mentioned earlier, this depends on the kind of institution where the student is being enrolled, because according to the Supreme Court, if the institution by itself is a religious, is a sectarian institution, just like we have private high schools or colleges here in our province, we have St. Joseph College, and St. Joseph College is a Catholic school. The College of Maasin is owned by the UCCP. So, if in case a student enrolled in this institution, for example, is JC, and you are not a Catholic, but according to the curriculum of SJC, a Catholic institution, all students are required to enroll religious education courses or subjects, theology subjects, and in these subjects, students are required to attend masses, to attend recollection, and other religious activities. Now, if you are a non-Catholic enrolled in SJC, you cannot say that you should be exempted from these activities, no, because you are not a Catholic. Because according to the Supreme Court, the mere fact that you enrolled in a Catholic institution, knowing that it is a Catholic and they are also conducting religious activities, and you know about this before you enrolled, meaning to say, you have to embrace. A student must have to follow and observe the practices being observed in a Catholic institution, even if you are not a member of the Catholic religion. Meaning to say, kahibaw naman ka before ka nag-enroll, nga Katoliko ang eskwelahan nga imong gi-enrollan, so even if you are not a Catholic, but you are bound, no, there is no excuse for you not to observe and follow the activities being implemented in a Catholic school. Okay, so there is a difference on the kind of institution where a student is being enrolled. Number one, if a school where a student is enrolled is a government school owned by the government, just like SLSU, it is a state universities. With this, all the students are given the rights to express their religious belief. They cannot be compelled, no, they cannot be required to attend any religious activities that are conducted inside the school. Now, for example, your college will have a holy mass during first Wednesday of the month. No? There is a mass being held in the covered court. Since you are not a Catholic, your teacher or your instructor cannot compel you to participate in the mass. You cannot be forced to attend in the mass because you are not a Catholic. Okay? But the situation is different when the school is a sectarian school or a Catholic school or a school being owned by Iglesia Ni Cristo or the UCCP or Seventh-day Adventist, because by nature they are religious institutions, and whoever will enroll in these schools, they are bound to obey and observe the religious practice that is being observed by that institution. So again, if you are a non-Catholic, you are a UCCP or Seventh-day Adventist, and you are enrolled at St. Joseph College, then you are compelled. No, there is no excuse, but you are compelled to observe and follow the religious activities that will be conducted in these schools. So I hope this matter is clear for you, no, pertaining to religious belief.